Namaskaram. Now we are at the headquarters, national headquarters of Indian Communist Party of India, formerly said so, CPI. And we have a very distinguished and one of the most popular left leaders of the country, the General Secretary of CPI, Sri S. Sudhakar Reddy, with us. Let us hear from this stalwart of Indian leftist movement, especially in the context of the forthcoming election, which is being speculated may even happen a year in advance. That means the very next year. Thank you very much, Sudhakar-ji, for having granted us this time, despite your busy schedule at the party headquarters. This channel is based in Trivandrum.
Right.
So naturally the questions will be more specifically on the Kerala terrain. And now Kerala is very much a hot spot. It always been, but now it is more so in the light of the political murder of Mr. T.P. Chandrasekhar, the revolutionary Marxist Party leader who left CPM and had this very miserable destiny of being killed in Badagara. So, have you been briefed by your Kerala unit about this episode, sir?
I read it in the newspapers and I got some information also later from our local party leaders and even the state party leaders. But most of the news appeared in the national press also. So I have some vague idea about this.
Very recently, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, the Secretary of the Kerala CPIM, said that whenever CPM, as it is being briefly said in Kerala, faces a deep crisis or a crisis of sort, instantaneously CPI do some backstabbing, and this is very painful. How you would respond to CPM leader's comment?
I don't know about the statement of Mr. Vijayan. Every party do face some sort of problems internally or from outside also. The relationship between the CPI, CPIM, in general at the national level are good. And in Kerala, the relationship between our two parties are bound to be friendly because the LDF there, though CPIM is the bigger party in Kerala, CPI is the second bigger political party in Kerala politics in the left front. There will be difference of opinions and sometimes maybe there will be criticism on each other. But there is no need for our party to go for any backstabbing of any other party, particularly CPIM. If he has issued any such a statement, it is very unfortunate, and I don't think there is any basis for such a comment.
Actually, sir, Sudhakar-ji, this is specifically more serious in the light of the factional feud within the CPM. One side is led by, or the official side is led by Mr. Vijayan, and the other side led by Sri V.S. Achyutanandan. It seems, sir, I mean, knowingly or unknowingly, CPI of Kerala State, in the last 5 to 8 years, so to speak, supports VS positions and stands and critical reviews of the left movement under CPM or something like that. So, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan naturally sees that CPI always supports V.S. Achyutanandan. That means they are against Mr. Vijayan. So, how you resolve this person?
I don't think if any such impression is there, it is not right. Because as far as CPI is concerned, our relationship is with the party officially with CPIM, not with the individual leaders. But Comrade Achyutanandan was the Chief Minister of Kerala, one of the senior most leaders. When the government is led by Achyutanandan, naturally our ministers, our MLAs, our party will have the, cordial relationship with the government. But at the same time, on the question of the policy making, there was a coordination committee or left democratic front committee which is led by Comrade Vijayan. We were continuously, our comrades were dealing with him and with the coordination committee. So the relationship on one side with Achyutanandan as Chief Minister, with Mr. Vijayan as the head of the CPIM and as the convener of or leader of the CPIM party and the LDF, that relations continued. Maybe there are certain instances where if there was a difference of opinion, that some of the times our party might have issued some statement or any such thing. I remember our party was critical of Mr. Achyutanandanji also. I remember one case where there was a very bitter criticism between the Chief Minister and the CPI. I don't exactly remember which place, but there some of the places where the CPI office and other things were there on the orders of the revenue department at that time. They wanted
Munnar, sir. Munnar.
Munnar.
Yes.
So naturally we opposed it, and we thought there is no basis for attacking the CPI office and CPI places and all that. And naturally that was discussed in the left front. I can tell you frankly that in Kerala, these things are very much discussed in the press. We were not very happy that in a bigger left party in the left front, this type of things openly being discussed and all that. We wanted it to be resolved.
Within the front.
Within the party. We never tried to say this side is right, that side is right. What we thought is a correct procedure, we openly, our party leaders has taken that stand. That is what we have taken it.
So there is a series of, it cannot be described as historical, but there is a periodicity to be referred during the secretaryship or leadership of the great leader, Mr. William Bhargavan. Things were not that vociferous. But when the late comrade Sri Chandrapan took over from Mr. William Bhargavan, it was a critical atmosphere also in Kerala politics. Sri Chandrapan used to very vociferous against some of the stands taken by CPM in general and the secretary, Mr. Vijayan, in particular. And after the sad demise of Mr. Comrade Chandrapan, Mr. Panyan Devendran took over. And he is also continuing this frank comments and vouching for the pride of CPI and sometimes even hard hitting at CPM big brotherly attitude or something like that. So this periodical continuity of this position, how one can infer any stand as such?
As a matter of fact, Comrade Bhargavan was one of our senior most leaders. And as a matter of fact, he used to be also very critical when he doesn't agree with certain issues of CPM leadership. I remember here at the party center we were worried when we have seen a statement, I think in 2009 elections or in earlier elections, that there was some serious differences about the allocation of the parliamentary constituencies. And Comrade Bhargavan issued a statement that in 12 parliament constituencies CPI will contest. That CPIM dictates will not be accepted and all that. So I myself tried to immediately contact him that what is happening and all that. Only after a day we could get in touch with him and he said now it is settled. So when there is a very serious problem which cannot be immediately solved, there may be some serious angry statements that go to press. When there are two political parties, naturally there will be difference of opinions on various issues. And when we are in one front, there will be a problem of a question of distribution of allocation of seats, who is to contest in which constituency, and who should be the candidate. There will be maybe some party people from CPIM has joined our party, or somebody from our party might have joined their party. The local cadre may not agree the candidature of that particular candidate and all that. On these issues, there is bound to be some problems. On such issues, naturally every party takes its own stand. Chandrapan, Ravindran or Bhargavan, whoever are the leaders of the party, the first and foremost interest is to defend the interests of the CPI. But at the same time, we are conscious that we should not break the left unity in Kerala. I do remember that there were some complaints when Comrade Chandrapan was secretary. Myself and Comrade Bhargavan, and Comrade Bardhan, when we were in Kerala, we discussed all the issues in the party committee. We discussed with him, we discussed with others also. We didn't find anything wrong in what Comrade Chandrapan issued the statements or making the comments and all that. After all, it should be taken in a sportive spirit. Now, for example, as you said that if Jaihind has issued a statement, we don't agree with that statement, but we should take it in a sportive spirit. After all, a friendly party and the secretary of that party makes such a sharp comment on us. We will certainly look into it, whether any truth, even 1% of the truth is there. But that need not become a point of controversy for a quarrel between the two parties.
Sir, forgive me for being too parochial on another issue, but it is very critical as far as the relationship between CPI and CPM in Kerala is concerned. That is former Chief Minister, the veteran left leader, Sri V.S. Achyutanandan, has been facing a case related to some sanctioning of land in the district of Kasaragod to one of his relatives, and he is being investigated for that particular thing. And he made certain testimony to the investigative officers that it was the Revenue Minister, Mr. K.P. Rajendran, who will be responsible for this thing. Chief Minister had nothing to do with that. It was a very categorical public statement. Not public statement, but a very documented statement. How would CPI leadership react to such a charge?
Generally, on the question of the type of cases, it will be very complicated. I don't exactly know the details of the case. But if the Revenue Minister has signed without the sanction, approval or the direction of the Chief Minister, the Revenue Minister will be responsible. If the Cabinet has taken a decision, it will be a joint. And if the Chief Minister has given the directive, naturally Chief Minister and Revenue Minister both will be held responsible for it. I don't know the details of this case, but as far as I know, Rajendran is a very upright, honest minister. When he was a Revenue Minister, there was never any complaint. I have seen the way he was dealing and all that. He used to be extra careful.
Soon after assuming this position as the party chief, you visited Kerala, and that was incidentally the time of the state election of a new leadership. And there was seemingly a crisis brewing within the party. And that was one of your first challenges, being the party boss. And You tackled it very nicely, and ultimately Mr. Ravindran was unanimously elected as the State Secretary. But even after that, sir, there are seemingly some factional feud sort of happenings. Even a few days ago, 2-3 senior people were reported to be eliminated from the party secretariat and such things. I don't want to name, that doesn't make any sense, but what is the state of affairs within the party as far as the party unity is concerned in Kerala, sir?
After the sudden demise of Comrade Chandrappan, there was a problem for us because there were 3-4 leaders of the same level. So naturally, they have the claim to get elected as the secretary. So that was the problem, that it is not because of any serious factions and all that. I am not trying to just cover up what happened. It is true there was a problem. We had a discussion and ultimately we could come to a conclusion unanimously and get elected. The case which you are saying that some comrades or leaders are eliminated and all that. As far as I know, no elimination is there, but there was a technical problem.
Natural process.
In the secretariat, we elected the State Secretariat according to the constitution of the CPI. There can be only 9 members in the Secretariat. And we wanted Panniyan Ravindran to be in the Central Secretariat. We got him elected in the Patta Congress. So after the discussion inside the party, we got him elected into the State Secretary. But he is not a member of the Secretariat. Politically, it may not be impossible. So that is why here in my presence there was a discussion, and we suggested that some of the national executive members, they need not be in the Secretariat. They can resign, and Ravindran, Rajendran and others can be included into the Secretariat. And these leaders, as a right ex officio, they will be attending the Secretariat meeting. It is not the question of elimination. It is only the question of rearrangement technically and politically.
One question on the Kerala terrain again, and that is the last question on the Kerala terrain. We started the interview by referring to that political matter. The investigation is being stepped up, but there is very severe resistance on the side of the CPM, so to speak. So they are challenging at certain times police officials and blocking the entry to the police areas, and great squabbles, physical tussles, and they are also challenging certain investigative process. So how far this will be good for our democratic exercise?
Now, as far as the matter is concerned, we are against the political matters. Number 2, maybe some lower rank cadre of the party, CPIM party, may be involved into it. But later it has come to know that slowly police were trying to build up some link with higher rank, and they were arresting the other leaders. So as I understand through the press, that the CPIM leadership was worried that they are trying to link up the district leadership and even higher leadership into it, and that is why this type of demonstrations and other things have taken place. This is a very complicated thing. Legally, we do believe that whoever is responsible should be punished. But at the same time, the ruling party should not try to take advantage to put those who are not involved into the case. Naturally, that may sometimes try to pressurize these type of things and all that. Regarding the demonstration and the other things, I don't know much, but generally it is not of in good taste that when these type of cases are there, if a wrong case is there, that should be fought. A resentment should be expressed if wrong people are included and all these type of things. What I really felt is that no senior leadership can get involved in such a case before a by-election. But the statement of Mr. Mani has damaged more than the matter. I was really taken aback when I read that type of statement and all that. It is not only for the CPIM, for the entire communist movement, it is a very bad type of thing and all that. So, that will have some repercussions even in the latter period also. However, after this incident, I hope these things will not be repeated, and in a state like Kerala, where the people are highly politicalized, very democratic in nature.
It seems even before the forthcoming presidential election, that election has been already made a history by itself by your differential stance or your very liberal stand on your side against the CPM stand regarding the support to Sri Pranab Mukherjee. So why CPI really has taken such a stand? Can it be linked to your brewing up a policy, shaping up a policy quite in advance, taking into consideration that a general election will be forthcoming even in the very next year? Any link?
First of all, I would like to say our stand is not against CPM, but our stand is against Congress and its nominee.
Yes.
Our parties had a discussion. In the last 3 years after the elections in 2009, our party is consistently fighting against the academic policies of the UPA 2. And we really feel that the government is very insensitive to basic issues of the people. And surprisingly, sometimes we do find the echo even from the Kerala Congress leadership also on many issues. Against the price rise of the petrol, on the question of the food security and other things and all that. So while we have taken a decision that we should fight against these anti-people's policies of this government, we thought it will be sending a wrong message if we support Pranab Mukherjee as a candidate of the president at this time. We fight against his party, we fight against his policies, but we vote for this candidate. CPIM may have different type of angle because of their problems in Bengal and all that.
So when you mentioned incidentally Bengal, West Bengal, is the impact of the election debacle which happened in the last election in West Bengal, is that debacle's impact is restricted to CPM only, or CPI and other constituent parties?
It had an effect on the whole of the left front, undoubtedly.
So,
and naturally, as part of the left front, CPI also affected badly about it. It was very unfortunate, and we felt that the left front government, by some commissions and omissions, got alienated from poorer sections of the society like minorities, Adivasis and peasants. This, we were also warning the left front earlier, but we do feel we have also not done enough to impress upon the front about the necessity to review the situation in time.
So, been in journalism for the last 40 years, I had heard many of the CPM stalwarts and CPI stalwarts like you suggesting or dreaming, even with certain theoretical emphasis, vouching for or pointing at a possible communist reunification. But never it happened. And now you have taken charge as the General Secretary of this Communist Party of India. And basically, Communist Party of India is the original party outfit in this country. So, how would you visualize any distant chance, even, or at least, for such a unification dream?
It's a very important question which you raised. As a matter of fact, In principle, we are for the reunification of the communist movement. That is the need of the hour, we feel. It is not that everything is going to change only with the reunification, but much of the duplication of work will be reduced, and there will be more confidence among the masses that a united Communist Party can do the struggles, agitations, and take up the people's issues more effectively, more militantly, and more massively. But it doesn't depend only on the CPI. The CPIM was reluctant in the beginning. They were making negative comments also about the question of the reunification. But now there is no such negative attitude. But at the same time, there is no positive indication. We would like to wait for the time. It is not that CPI cannot exist without uniting and all that. There are several small other parties also. So for the time being, our idea is to have more joint activity, more joint struggles, so that the cadre will become more closer, and then the path will be laid for the reunification of the communist movement.
Sudhakarji, thank you very much for your time. We hope your political sophistication will definitely add to the dignity of the democratic process of this great country. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.